Right. How's it going, everyone? Welcome to the Aftercast, the late night Transformers Hangout. This is episode 28. I'm your host, Victory Saber 77, also known as James. If you guys want to introduce yourselves, starting off with Dakota.
Yes. I'm Dakota. You can find me on various outlets at Primal Sabbath.
Right on. And Jay.
I'm Jay. You can find me on Twitter at NemesisJazz13.
Thorns.
I'm Trent5. You can find me Trent5 at Facebook and at Twitter.
And you can find me Twitter and YouTube, Victory Saber 77. And we also have a website if you guys want to check it out, cybercastnetwork.com. Follow us on Twitter at cybercastnet and check out our Facebook page where we usually have all the news for the Cybercast, which did not air today, unfortunately, but it will be back next week. And we do have a topic show this Tuesday, correct, Dakota?
Yes, it's going to be this Tuesday at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. The topic is going to be crossing over, and by that I mean go to cybercastnetwork.com/Primal Sabbath, and you can read about it there. But it's basically going to be like crossovers. It's going to be crossovers related, like the Avengers and Transformers or Evangelion Transformers, stuff like that. We're going to talk about crossovers that are awesome, crossovers that either did suck, crossovers that would suck, crossovers that we would like to see. So everything's about crossover.
Cool. Right on.
Yeah.
So I
All
found
right,
out which
so-
Power Ranger it was.
Oh my god.
Okay, which one?
It was the Lost in Space Yellow Ranger.
Oh my.
I told you it was the Yellow Ranger. Just didn't have the right.
Of the right series.
Yes, sorry.
Yeah.
There's what? How many of them? 25 or something out there. So.
Yeah, there's a lot of...
All right. Well, thanks, Jay.
You're welcome.
So,
I had to
First
find out it was
topic.
bugging me.
all right. Well, cool. At least I think I can sleep better now. But
Yeah. Good. You're welcome.
first topic that I want to talk about, just real quickly, because I've been noticing this, because I buy a lot of stuff on eBay. eBay sellers, and I absolutely love the way that they must think us buyers or collectors are kind of stupid or something, but one that I saw that I absolutely love is the fact that when you have a seller that will sell something, whatever it may be, a transformer, and they have in the description that they have no clue what this is, please don't ask. It's sold as is, and what you see is what you get, and they say that. But then if you check their feedback and the stuff that they have listed, it's all transformer based, let's say, and they buy and sell transformers. Yet they state in their description that not familiar with this product or this transformers. It's foreign to me.
Have no clue what it is, what it turns into, what all the accessories are.
Yeah.
Just to take that little lame kind of excuse, so it's like I can plead the dumb card, I guess, because I didn't know.
I'm pretty sure it's complete, but still no refunds. Yeah, one of those things.
But please pay me within 24 hours, and I usually ship within 5 days. Those are the ones I love too.
Shipping, handling time, I'll probably get it there. Matter of fact, I'll get it there after your cable company comes and fixes all your problems. Oh, wait. Cable companies don't do that. Yeah, I'm still on that kick, by the way.
Wow.
I think that's a separate issue there. But here's something that I'm kind of curious about, your opinion, and this will be the last eBay thing. When a seller states 110% complete,
I
now
better be getting double weapons.
how do you see that? I mean, and it usually pertains to not the toy, but it comes with instructions or a box. Do you consider that extra, even though when it originally came out, that was there and part of the whole deal?
Well, considering the situation that happened with my Generations Whirl, I would say that whenever I got Generations Whirl, he was 100% complete. But them stickers were missing, therefore he was not 110% complete.
Yeah.
So, I can totally see the logic. No, I can't see the logic behind that. That's stupid.
Okay, I'm just curious. I mean, I loved seeing that when I'm like, okay, so, and I have to click because I'm wondering, what is this 110, 120? What's this extra stuff that?
Here's the card back and the instructions and
Yeah,
the candy that came out with this thing 15 years
Years
ago.
ago.
yeah. I mean, I could see if it came with like one missile and you're giving an extra missile, maybe
Mhm.
that's a little bit of an extra incentive. But when it's just the like, oh, you get the bio card. Okay, that originally came with it, but okay, I'll add on 5%, 10%, 100. It's all that. But one other thing I want to mention. Do you guys see this where a seller will state that it's mint in box? It was mint seal box. They cut it open to check the contents inside and then close it up, but they're saying it's mint in box. Now, call me dumb, I don't know, but just I thought mint seal box commands a pretty high price tag if you just kept it sealed. And mint in box is kind of down here. Why would you not want that extra cash, or why would you state that?
I'll tell you this. If I were in the market for a black Xerac, I would much rather have one that was mint in box and not mint in sealed box. So I can be like,
Yeah,
hey man, let me see what's up with all that. Um,
Mhm.
Instead of that mint and sealed box black Xerac, it's like, well, the kind of person I am, I open all my stuff.
yeah,
So that piece of tape actually drives the value down for me. Just kind of how I am, I guess. Uh, but being on that subject, how about whenever they're referring to like fun pub stuff, notably the Collectors Club and BotCon type stuff, mint and sealed box
hmm
for the box sets and like some of the older exclusives that came in the phone. None of that stuff was ever sealed.
yeah,
That's what I've never been open. I didn't take it out, put my greasy fat collector fingers on them, and transform them 7 million times, break a few things off, and then try to like crazy glue everything back together, put it in there, and make it look pretty again. Totally trustworthy, bro. Me. Like,
yeah.
uh, yeah.
I've seen that with Beast Wars, Japanese Beast Wars stuff, because they come in boxes, and I see a lot of people say, I opened it. It was mint seal box, but I opened it to check the contents to make sure they're all in there. If it's mint seal box, usually I thought it should all be in there. But I mean,
Remember the stickers that didn't come with my whirl?
true, but I mean, that's now. I'm talking about 10, 20, 30 years
Back when,
ago. Why would
back
you
when you
want
had
to
stuff
tamper with
right.
someone?
Yeah.
But I mean, have you guys experienced anything on eBay like just weird, shady, kind of like, really, you're telling me something that you know?
Yeah, every time I search for, BotCon toys that I don't have, uh, super duper rare, there were like 5 of these made. I'm like, okay. Um, so I mean, it's pretty much an everyday thing. Like, oh, we'll see. This has
Yeah.
been sitting in my closet for 5 years, so it makes it worth $2,000. So
Yeah,
I don't know. I typically get very irritated looking for stuff on eBay because I'm like, no, 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 no. See, that's not how it works. No, 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 it's not worth $1,000. But I don't know, you guys. I feel like I'm hogging up a lot of the
No,
talking
no,
time.
no, no, no. Seriously. I try to. I haven't like used eBay in a long time now, but I do try to. But the last times I did, I say I came out fortunate enough to where I got what I paid for. I usually try to see if I can get like a good picture of it. Um, Maybe ask some questions about it if I'm unsure. But you know, generally, I've been fortunate enough to where I haven't gotten like or seen it or where I haven't gotten anything that was kind of where they said it was this and it was something else. But yeah, you can spot when something's not quite right, and that's why I always like shift through. You definitely got to shift through
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I
when you
can't
check
stand it
stuff
when,
out. Yeah.
like what
especially.
Dakota was saying,
Oh,
when something's rare. like Transformers Prime toys. This is hard to find. Well, yeah, because they don't make them anymore. They're not out anymore. It's not like they're hard to find on the secondary market or anything like that.
Or it's like, again, I search, typically all of my searches are BotCon or Transformers Collectors Club or something like that. When I'll get, and I'll see something in the listing like, here's Generation Scoop, BotCon 2014. And it's like, you go and you read the description, so it's like, how did that have to do with... I went to that convention. There was nothing... Anyways, it's like, wow, I bought this at the official the Transformers convention and blah, blah, blah. Uber rare because I got it in person from a dealer that charged me $30 for it. Like, no, stop. People, stop. Typing in a search, and I still see it. I've seen it for like the last 4 months. Beast Machines Mirage will pop up. It says, Beast Machines Mirage, mold used for BotCon DevCon. I'm like, why does that need to be there?
Oh, yeah. It's just it just seems weird that it's like used car salesmen. That's the ploy. Like they're just trying to throw so much stuff out there. You try and put in something rare like Great Shot, and they put the tag for Great Shot with some like 6-shot, so it pops up and all this kind of stuff. But I was just kind of curious on the whole eBay thing. I noticed a couple of things over this weekend, and I was like, oh, that's interesting. Huh. 110%, really cool.
Then there was the time that I ordered the Telemoka. I mean pictures of Telemoka Dinobot. There was like 6 pictures, all of Telemoka Dinobot in this guy's house. The backgrounds matched the backgrounds in all of his other pictures. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And then I get freaking Fox Kids repaint Dinobot in the mail.
Oh.
And yeah, I paid pretty nice money for it too. And man, I was pissed off too because it was Thanksgiving actually. It was the day before Thanksgiving, and it was international and all that other stuff. So barely got to the post office or caught the mailman or whatever. And I opened it up. I was so happy, and I was like, I saw the little holographic collector card, and I was like, sweet. And I opened the baggie, and I was like. Could not handle it.
Yeah, that sucks. Let's see. Anyone else want to share experiences, or do we want to just dive into another topic, or any hauls too? I forgot to mention at the beginning. For any of you guys, so.
Real quick, we got a couple comments. If someone needs to think about something. Okay. I'll take that as a yes. Chris said, "Guys, I'm so sorry. I didn't know you was doing a show. Stop apologizing and get in here, Chris."
Yeah, stop playing games. We know what you're doing.
You and Dalton both, I swear. Alpha Tryon 92 says, "I love it when those eBay sellers say that the item has been opened but only for inspection." Yeah, right. And Action Jackman, you need to get in here too, dude. Says, "Hey guys, I once bought something that was mint in box on eBay. It was not mint, and the box was a shoebox. Yes, I got my money back. Got to keep the item, and the seller was booted off eBay pretty soon after." Wow.
Shoebox. Oh man, that's bad.
That is rough.
Just someone to do that. Wow, that's interesting.
The dude was a jerk. Freaking sending toys in a shoebox. There was feet in there once.
That's ingenious. I could have made billions. Wow. That's what I should do. All the boxes behind here. Yeah, I'm selling a DAG base, and just put some like.
Just fill it with socks
and Dinobot in there, and like, there you go. No, I said DAG base box. There you go.
Yeah, you gotta read the fine print.
No exchanges, no refunds, no nothing. Do not even attempt to contact.
Don't even try to private message me.
There you go. Oh man, I should try and come up with like some type of virus or something. Like, you have beware of dog signs on people's yards and stuff. Beware of cyber dog. So if you try to bother me, it sends out a virus or something.
It's a big mean ass pit bull in a Deadpool costume.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of Deadpool,
Oh.
if no one else had anything
No, go for it.
to add, I was looking at Shatterglass Drift the other day because that's probably top 5 of like the actual collectors club offerings. You know, he's up there because you know I am a big Deadpool fan. I am very mad that it's a PG-13 script and you know so on. All that aside, I was like, man, how cool would it be for like a Transformers Deadpool core? Kind of, you know, thinking back to that whole taco truck exclusive where you had Champion Pool, Deadpool, Kid Pool, Lady Deadpool, Dog Pool. So, what Transformers do you guys think would make really good Deadpool core? You know, toys and I guess characters, but mostly toys, and it's something that I may try to kind of replicate, um, but to kind of go along with Shatterglass Drift, or as I like to call him, Driftpool. Um, I'll toss a yeah, it flows, doesn't it? I'll toss one out there. Generations Whirl, because all you have to do is paint the blue stuff red, and give him a little like dab of white paint on the eye, and he'd make a really good addition to the Deadpool core. Not to mention how he acts in the comics.
Yeah.
Trents,
Yeah.
come on, man. There we go.
Yeah. Mhm.
Perfect, right?
Perfect. They would probably get along. Him and Deadpool would probably get along the best.
So we'd have Driftpool and Whirlpool.
Whirlpool.
Then I was thinking about taking another Jungle Planet Prime and painting him up black and red, and it would be Dead Link, like Ape Link or whatever. Ape Link that was a Deadpool. So, you know, I kind of have a. I'll be right back, guys. I'm gonna like go holler at Josh Burcham to draw this for me real quick.
I got one to throw out there.
All right.
I think maybe Blitzwing, Generations Blitzwing. That way he could be 3 Deadpools in one.
My
yeah.
God, you're brilliant.
Yeah.
Gonna make me want to buy that toy
Suit with
again.
the personality as well.
Mm-hmm.
Have it be different facial expressions on each one.
Yeah.
Like you have Mad Deadpool, you have Perverted Deadpool, and then you have Taco Eating Deadpool. for each face.
yeah.
What would be Blitzpool? Could that be Blitzpool?
That's pretty good. Blitzpool.
Or Deadwing.
Look at this. Someone that writes comics somewhere is going to stumble upon this and be like, I'm taking those guys' idea.
Yep. Have him have arguments with himself.
Anyone else have anything to kind of add to that?
I can't top that, so I'm just going to shut my mouth.
I don't think I can top
Can't
it
beat
either.
that. That's awesome.
Though, I would say Runabout and Runamuck.
Runapool? Oh God, that sounds like that sounds
Runapool
like
and
bad
Deadlock.
diarrhea, you know?
Yeah, it does.
Fits.
Run a pool, about a pool, I don't know. Muck a pool, about a pool, you know, it's hard, but yeah. Little twin Deadpools. Grimlock, Fall Cybertron Grimlock, Grimpool?
Grimpool, Deadlock.
Deadlock. Good one.
Yeah.
Transformers Prime Dead End. He already looks like he's nuts anyway, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dead End.
Generations Cup Pool.
There you go.
He's mean old Dead. He's like old man Deadpool, like
Deadpool,
Wolverine
yeah.
became old man Logan. Yeah. Can't think of anything else though. I'm like looking all over
No.
the place trying to find something.
Yeah, I'm trying to think too.
Rekgar.
Oh,
You call it by
goodness.
Deadgar.
Wouldn't that be
Deadgar.
like-
Grimpool.
Wreck Pool, yeah.
Dead Wreck.
There we go.
Animated Blur is Blur Pool.
I can actually,
He'd be like freaking Coke Mule Deadpool's what he would do.
Yeah, exactly what it would be. Speed Pool.
It's like all this over here is like Beast Wars, and I'm trying to like get some other, because like Dead Link was really the only thing I could think of for like an Ape Link Deadpool. Like I really can't think of anything else.
with Silverbolt?
Silverbolt? Maybe. He's a Fusor, so it's like two things mashed into one.
Mhm.
Which is very...
I actually think Quick Strike would work better for that. You can actually start talking to his extra hand.
And yeah.
Oh God, yes. But then again, the Silverbolt one would work because then you could start talking to his crotch because that's where the dog head goes. So,
Wow.
All kinds of jokes will come from
oh,
it.
dude,
Yeah.
it's tough. I think that's all I can think of. All right. Well, now that I have a list, I'm gonna go buy a ton of red and black paint
Mm-hmm.
and get to dismantling toys, much like my Jungle Planet Optimus Prime. Look at him in a bunch of little pieces in here.
Why the
Yep,
hell
I think
not?
That's pretty done.
Megatron.
Megatron.
Yes. Then you could do the whole joke about the only time he can turn into a gun and be useful as a gun is there's somebody there to hold him.
Yeah.
yeah.
Put him next to a Marvel Select Deadpool.
There we
There
go.
you go.
Have him turn to the gun and Marvel's let Deadpool go to grab him and miss him. Like, well, you just gonna leave me here laying?
Megatron. You can have Shockwave. Shockpool.
Shock pool.
Shock pool.
Shockpool. Deadwave.
Dead shock.
6 shot.
Yeah.
yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
All the different versions of 6 shot arguing with themselves.
Oh God. But yeah, I just thought that'd be a really interesting concept because the Collectors Club never did anything with Driftpool as a character. He's never
Yeah.
been in any fiction. He was in one lithograph for the 2012 like Invasion theme. He's just he's not even in that comic. He's just in the lithograph. Like, yeah, just pretend stuff in this lithograph is kind of what was happening in the comic, even though it really wasn't. But
Yeah.
All right. Anything else, or
You guys already went over Halls.
so I kind of like spearheaded my own agenda into this show. So
Got a whole bunch of stuff myself. I picked up
is
the
it good though? Okay.
Toys R Us Prowl,
It's okay.
Cool.
and I love it. I'm gonna be
you can
collecting
buy
Masterpiece
Prowl,
now.
but you can't buy my Henkei Hot Shot. I got you.
I'm getting on. I'm getting my paycheck. Relax.
This paycheck to buy, the hot shot, but no, you bought Pro.
Well, no. Right now, I got this before I got my insurance. After I had my insurance, I don't know where I'm at, and I get paid next week. So
Excuses, it's okay.
Yeah, I mean it's fine.
Toys R Us. Oh yeah, wait. Little Dakota gets on his shoulder. She
I got this.
find my stuff.
Got your Toys R Us at a good time because they're mine. Ain't nothing
did you
there
buy
but
these on?
Yeah, but him and Strafe or Swoop on Toys R Us.
Wow, nice.
Then at Walmart, I got the Prime and Grimlock,
Oh,
Stinger, and
Cool.
Swoop and Bumblebee.
Cool.
I got 3 out of the 4, as far as I know. 3, the Walmart exclusives.
I got
Man.
the slug one.
my Walmart ain't got nothing.
This is all they had. Then they brought in old stock.
Yeah.
Wow. Mine has nothing but Whirl and one Rhinox.
I may PayPal you some money to pick me up a Whirl, turn into Whirlpool. I don't even have Whirl anymore.
What?
I'm pretty dead set on making that custom happen.
You need a transformer that could turn into like a taco truck. Is there anyone out there that has a
The only
truck?
one would be
Take
Payload from
Classics
the
Magnus and the Fans Project add-on,
There you go.
and
Make
just
a big taco delivery truck.
that's it.
Ultra pool.
Ultra
Yeah.
Taco Pool, Taco Truck. I don't know. Have all the other Autobots or Deadpool guys eat them. Real cannibalistic way to finish up that
Or
comic.
take
that
a
doesn't exist.
Shapeways, make a Shapeways thing that can actually sit on top of the trailer.
Their Energon cubes are in the form of a taco.
Yeah.
There you
There you
go.
go.
Yeah.
Cool. Anything else, Dalton? You get?
Yeah,
That
dude,
was
you
pretty
freaking,
much
like,
it.
That's it.
banked on the haul this week.
What?
Yeah.
I got Tread Shot and Primal.
Cool.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
You're quiet there, Chris. What'd you get?
I haven't got anything yet, but I want to get the what's it called? Not the Brewer Casadon. What is he called?
Oh,
Need
yeah.
to get
Microplace
him.
Creations.
Yeah,
Microplace.
they've delayed it again, which is like, I know, sort of great good, but the greater good. I
Is that the one
still
that
want
comes
it.
with the Voyager toy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
that
really,
thing is
really
nuts.
want it, but they said that they're just being like, they've noticed a couple of things they need to change their quality. They can put it out now, but it's like, we'd rather just get it right from get-go. So I was like, oh, alright, I mean, I
Yeah.
can get that. And saving up a bit of money to get the reissue formats, because we're going to get them again, so it's like, why not? So, nice little bit of plastic before Christmas.
Cool.
Fingers crossed.
You know, I'm going to TFCon Chicago with like $400 like dealer money, and I think
Plus 60.
what?
Plus 60. I'm giving you 25 for Pestilence and then the 35 for Hot Shot.
Okay, yeah, plus that then. I think I'm gonna hopefully see if they have the reissue Fort Maxes there, any of the dealers. Because God, like I put Warden in head mode again last night, and I was like, oh my God, I need a body to put you on.
Yeah. Yeah. Big Bad Toy Store has them for what, like $230, $239?
Last I checked, I think Big Bad, Toy Store, and TF Source both had them for $280 again.
They went.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was on that little summer clearance thing.
Yeah, and he may have been. It's been a couple of weeks.
Cool.
Well, at least with TF Source you get the free shipping.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then I gotta deal with TF Source.
Sorry.
there's just some stuff going on right now. I'd rather not get into on the internet
All right.
live. Yeah.
Okay. Any other hauls?
I'll be damned. He is 240. Okay.
There you go. Yeah,
No
never
toys,
question
but
me,
I
Coda.
picked this.
What was that? I didn't see it.
What?
Yeah,
What's backward from? Yeah, number 32. Yeah.
Oh, dude. Freaking read to me, Trent.
Story time.
I don't want to spoil it for you. Let's just say when you get your hands on it, you will.
Do it in your sexy Lawrence Fishburne voice.
Hey, it's worth the wait. I just happened to be cruising. I just happened to be cruising TFW one day and saw that it was out. And let's see, they got about like 3 comic book stores here. One had like 1 more issue left. I was like, hold it. I had no idea they'd go that fast.
So you don't want to spoil anything, huh?
No.
Damn. Right in the chat.
It's for the best.
Okay. Cool.
Well, not while we're live.
All right.
Fair enough.
I think our listeners wouldn't mind.
Hello, live people.
Our listeners are probably like
They're
freaking
probably
pulling out Glocks and shooting their speakers out right now.
They're just sticking knives in their ears and like, I'm not listening to that.
Never! I'll never be spoiled again!
They're like, damn it, I could have just turned the sound. I could have just muted my computer. Crap.
But it takes far less self-control to
Yeah.
break your speakers and stab yourself in the eardrum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What the heck?
All right, what's Chris sharing us?
Yes, I really want this custom. This guy was actually on TFW. He was showing his custom and whatnot. And this is the guy I actually messaged and asked him, how do you actually do those legs? Because I took part my generation's Metroplex and Unicron and whatnot and tried doing it. Yeah, let's just say Well, to be blunt, yeah. My Unicron has no legs now. There's no ratchet left in it, which makes no sense
broke
because
another
nothing's
toy.
broken, there's nothing
Yeah.
missing.
Wow. Yeah.
Once you take apart, it's like. But
Good grief,
once you
how
take
tall is
apart
he?
the actual leg, people on forums have said like once it's off, that's it. It nothing actually break as such, but it's like some sort of friction in there. Once it goes apart, you're screwed. But yeah, I want it, but I think he's really skanky on. He wants like £1,000 for it, which is what, $2,000.
15,
Those
16.
two.
Hold on, I'm about to look.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a little too much.
Yeah.
It looks just really out of proportion.
Yeah, using that
Yeah.
freaking Metroplex waist.
Yeah,
It's just way too thin.
Yeah.
especially knowing the original Fort Max was, a little hefty there.
Chunky.
Look at the base mode though.
Well, I guess that would work with the whole custom that someone did of the lady Fort Max.
Lady Fort Max.
So there's a busty Fort Max out there that I don't know about.
Well, it was the Warden.
Move over BotCon
Blue paint
14
with, like,
comic
blush
with
all over its
flame
face.
flare up.
Wow.
I
Now
would
I'm gonna
at
look
least
at this
just
thing
want to do
totally
like
different now
yeah.
as Lady Fort Max.
Lady Deadpool Fort Max.
There you go.
There you go.
Fortress Pool.
Metro Pool.
I
Jesus,
would
that
at
would
least
just be
want to try and
unfair.
do that repaint.
Say what?
What?
Oh, I didn't hear what Dakota said.
I said a freaking Metro Fort Max pool, whatever, Deadpool of those dudes would be unfair.
That would be cool. The head turns into another Deadpool. It's the taco manufacturing facility.
The base mode turns, yeah, exactly.
Taco plant.
Turns into a Taco Bell.
Viva la gorditas, das, us.
Headmaster turns into a little chihuahua. There we go.
Yo quiero Taco Bell.
Cool.
I'm gonna put sound effects and stuff in it. Okay, I'm opening up my own third party company.
The third
It'll be
party.
nothing but Deadpool Transformers. So we're gonna be partially a knockoff company as well.
There you go.
So the third party and the KO company, all part of the Primal Selfish LLC banner, coming to bring you toys that only I want.
But you will buy.
Oh, you will. You'll buy them all.
Right on. Cool. Any other hauls? Jay, you know you got some. You still with us?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
Just want to make sure you weren't sleeping like
It
last
was
week.
I was dead tired. I was trying to adjust my schedule. I got the whole Stargate Atlantis on Blu-ray series.
Ooh.
Cool.
Yeah, for
And for a good
$45.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Surprised my stepdad isn't over at your house right now. He freaking loves Stargate.
I know. I wish they would make another series.
So let's switch into movies then. We didn't really talk about this, or what? Who's talking?
I was gonna say, can we finally start talking about Guardians of the Galaxy? I've been waiting
please.
freaking a month and a half.
I was gonna mention that. We can start talking about that. Yeah, let's dive into that. First
Has everyone
off,
seen it now? I guess.
Yeah.
let's just assume we have.
Okay.
Good movie.
Oh
It's an
yeah,
amazing movie.
Yes.
it's #1 summer box office now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Highest grossing film of 2014 so far.
Mm.
It's
Wow.
nuts.
No surprise there
careful.
though. It's like they do it all the time.
Yeah, I've heard it. I've heard it actually surpassed Avengers.
Yeah, it is.
Wow.
It's past everything.
Yeah, I know. I was like, really?
Mm.
That's cool.
Wow, that's crazy.
And
Is
the
what that
Guardians
is.
Yeah, the Guardians of the Galaxy in the comics, I don't even think they're like they're only like a C-list team or something like that.
They're basic. I mean, they're so obscure essentially.
Yeah.
But it's awesome to see that even surpass the Avengers, because they're the B squad basically.
Yeah.
Grant, I like seeing it because Iron Man goes and joins the Guardians, and I'm like, please, please, please let Iron Man 4 be something like that, or please, please, please let Guardians 2 be something like that.
Mhm.
And at the end saying the Guardians would return, so it's like, oh dude, oh my god, please put them in Avengers 2. I haven't read anything on the second Avengers movie.
I have a feeling
That's
that
what
will
was
be in
supposed to
Avengers
happen
2.
in Avengers 2 is once Stark goes up and basically puts the nuke towards them, instead of him falling back through the portal, he was supposed to land on a ship, and now we're supposed to tie him with the Guardians of the Galaxy movie, and then he was supposed to help the whole situation of like Thanos and Thanos, whatever you want to call him. But
Okay.
yeah, they took it out. Which
Because
kinda
Robert
sucks.
Downey Jr. was like, I don't want to do that crap anymore.
Yeah.
But he's like,
And he
money,
changed his
okay, I'm
mind.
back in.
Yeah.
Sorry, how many millions? You know.
You can't like Jack Angela buck on. I like money.
Yeah, no. Which I know but that's the
Yeah.
dumbest question in the world when someone asks, would you do it again? It's like, he's like, yeah, I like money. I'll voice act again. Like who wouldn't?
Yeah.
Mhm. For
If you
real.
got paid for it.
Yeah, I'll walk in the studio and talk, sure. How much money did you say? I can
Amen.
afford to live in Hollywood, you say? Okay.
Yeah. So Guardians
But,
was that good.
It was very good.
Yeah, before
Um,
I never even heard of Guardians of the Galaxy before this movie came out.
Same year.
What about Lady Nova Prime?
That was different,
Strange.
but it
It was
yeah,
good.
but strange.
I think she really, really played the part well.
Yeah.
It sucks though because you don't see her do anything other than freaking politics. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That was a real bummer.
What makes me think is, eventually, like if she has, a child or something, that they'll end up becoming, the Nova that we know in the future Guardians.
It's possible.
Possible.
Chances are, I mean, who knows? She was kind of an older woman, so she probably already has a
Or
young stallion of a
Vincent
son.
Branson.
Yeah.
Who was
I'll-
Nova? Did they? Or I mean, who would you want? Like writer? I'm talking old school comics, so I guess that's.
I'll let Dakota handle this. He knows more.
Yeah.
Well, I'll put that on me.
Well, I mean, since Richard Rider was like the first well-known one, why not?
Yeah. So I remember they changed up at least Nova for Ultimate Spider-Man
Yeah.
and such, but
Also, James, you follow Marvel comics a lot?
no. Well, I mean, I know of the Marvel, not recent stuff, no.
Okay.
But what's going on?
Because
Tell
I
me
was
inside.
wondering if Marvel done pull. I wonder if like a couple years ago, did Marvel pull like a fast one on me and I didn't catch it? Because there was like about, I think maybe back in like before 2010, there was this whole, let's see, Annihilation. Yeah, there was a series that was done called Annihilation.
Mhm.
The main bad guy was this guy named Annihilus.
Yep.
Yeah, okay, you remember that? Okay. Now, at the end of that book, Drax actually killed Thanos. I
Well, that was
remember,
his purpose.
yeah, and I remember Quasar died in that book because that's when they had the whole uh, Captain Marvel's daughter got the quantum bands and she was the new Quasar, and the Guardians of the Galaxy was around. They had the dog with the dog Cosmo, is that his name? The dog that was in the Guardians of the Galaxy movie, yeah, he's actually a member, or he was a member in the comics. But anyway, when we get to like this story called the Thanos Imperative, it's where they got the Marvel regular 616 universe got invaded by what they call the Cancerverse, is a universe where somehow death was actually destroyed. So nobody died. So they gradually got taken over by these quote unquote chthonic. They called them chthonic entities, but it pretty much was like imagine if Imagine if those deities that Lovecraft wrote about. Anybody here ever heard of H.P. Lovecraft, Cthulhu?
Mm.
No, I haven't.
I've
Okay.
heard of Cthulhu. Not
Okay,
much
yeah.
about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, he has like his whole cosmology of like these like strange alien gods that's like indifferent to the universe. So they took over that universe. That's pretty much what they were. They just didn't call them that, and they tried to invade this universe, and they were looking for. I guess they was going to try to find Death and kill her or something. But they figured out they plan of action. Star-Lord has the idea to bring Thanos back. Yeah. So pretty much they go over there to that universe and they find out what happened, and what happens is that Thanos actually becomes death because every time you killed someone from that universe, because there was no death there, they would just come back. But
Mhm.
once Thanos got over there and he started killing them, when they died, they stayed dead. So what happened was after he killed Captain Marvel, who was actually the nexus of the Cancerverse, Death showed up, and she started walking away from him. And Thanos was like, "What do you want me to do? I have to kill an entire universe. Is that what you want me to do? I'll do it. Please, just say something." Yeah, he's going all emo, man.
Just
And
like
when,
the gauntlet.
yeah, yeah. So when Death pretty much doesn't want him back anymore because, well, for whatever reason,
It's because she's banging
Thanos,
Deadpool.
yeah, could be.
Honestly.
So anyway,
God.
Thanos goes berserk. Thanos goes berserk and he says, "I'm going back to that universe and I swear I'm gonna kill every living thing there just because of what you did to me, Star-Lord. Because while he was dead, he was with Death, but once he got brought back to life and became the Death of that universe, I guess she felt like he was out of her reach or something like that.
Mm.
So anyway, everybody's going back through the portal. So Richard Rider and Star-Lord turn around and they're going to actually keep Thanos from coming back, and that's how the book ended. So like when they did like this whole when they started after the Avengers movie and they started doing like these books explaining Thanos' origin and the Guardians of the Galaxy starting up again, I'm like, wait, what the hell just happened here? I'm completely lost because they did this Marvel's Infinity like last year, and I'm like, with all this that was going on in the Marvel cosmos, I'm like, where the hell was Quasar? You know, he's supposed to be protector of the universe, and he
Yeah.
wasn't there. Yeah. Oh, you noticed that too.
Well, I know he has the mantle of that.
Yeah, but he wasn't there all throughout that story. He wasn't in Marvel Infinities, and I'm like, okay, what? So yeah, I'm completely lost here. I'm thinking Marvel pushed the reset button on me, and I didn't see it.
They probably did.
They could have. They typically do that every like 5 or 6 years.
Mm-hmm.
Especially with like, this kind of next wave, like female Thor. Doc Ock Spider-Man was another one that was like, if you picked up in the middle of that series, like, oh, I haven't picked up a Spider-Man book in a while, it's like, oh my god, what's going on?
Mm-hmm.
At least when DC does it, they kind of announce it, or you kind of see it coming.
Yeah, it's called Crisis.
Yeah.
Every time. By the way, guys, we're having another crisis, and we're gonna wipe out another Earth or another
Yeah.
timeline, all that kind of stuff.
Another 20 years of continuity. Sorry.
Sorry that you guys spent money and time and investment into that, but we're gonna wipe it out.
Yeah. I still think Flashpoint. A lot of people don't agree with me, but I still think the New 52 came out of Flashpoint. That's just me. Of course, who knows?
Back to Thanos, though, and kind of going back to the movie. Action Jackman said he didn't want any spoilers because he went to go see Sin City, Dame to Kill For instead. So, the Action Jackman, you really need to get in here, dude. The role Thanos played in this movie, I was really hoping for a lot more out of it.
Yeah.
And it was minimal. He had a few sentences, and it was that. So it's like, oh man, so we're. I know whenever I saw Thanos at the end of the Avengers and then Guardians was announced, I was like, okay, sweet. So that means either Thanos is going to be like the real big bad in Guardians, or he's going to be the big bad in the second Avengers. Well, evidently that's not the case for either. So I'm guessing they're saving him for the third.
Yeah.
Depending on, because now there's 3 Infinity Stones in play. So,
Yeah.
what's the next?
Well,
Well, I
What's
mean, he kind of was. I mean, he kind of was calling the shots and just letting Ronan do the dirty work. Kinda.
Yeah, but I didn't get to see him in action, and that's what I
Yeah.
wanted.
Mhm.
But there's only 3 Infinity Stones in play now, and what's the next big Marvel movie? What's the next Disney Marvel movie? Should I say? Is it gonna be? Is it Ant-Man or is it the third Avengers is next?
I
I
think
think it's the second
Ant-Man.
Avengers.
Ant-Man. It's definitely Ant-Man.
Okay, so it'll be Ant-Man and then the next Avengers. Okay, maybe they'll toss in another because I mean it's obviously heading somewhere with the 3 stones. Um, so there's that. I don't know if this is really a spoiler, but it may be. It's more or less like an Easter egg, I guess, for those who sit to the end of the movie.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Howard the Duck.
I get. Yeah.
Yeah.
I want that remake pretty bad right now.
Mm-hmm.
I thought they weren't gonna do anything with it though.
Probably not, but it was still really hilarious to see him there.
Yeah.
Um, good to see they still recognize their properties.
hmm
So
Mm-hmm.
If they do another gem, I'm hoping Warlock's gonna be in there, at least with the Soul Gem, or because he's so accustomed to having that
Yeah.
and such.
Speaking of, oh, never mind. Sorry, man. I'm not gonna say anything.
Oh come on, what is it?
Well, didn't they say something about Warlock originally came out of a cocoon or something from somewhere?
Yeah.
Looks like when
yeah,
they were
and
showing,
the cocoon in the collector's little store or
there
whatever.
was a big
Yeah.
cocoon up in there.
A gigantic cocoon.
Yeah, that's his origin. He came every time he comes back, like even for the Infinity Gauntlet, he was in a cocoon. Pip was watching over him in a hotel or something, such, waiting for him to kind of burst out or whatever.
Okay, yeah, I remember seeing the cocoon. And doesn't that play into the Inhumans as well?
High Evolutionary was the one I think that he had something to do with. I think.
Really?
Maybe not.
Okay, yeah. Speaking of which, did the High Evolutionary have something to do with what happened to Rocket Raccoon?
Wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, they didn't. That's another one they didn't really touch too much on in the movie. Just him being genetically illegally enhanced or whatever.
Because isn't that what the High Evolutionary does?
Yeah,
Okay.
tampers with everything. I mean, what's this place called? Wundagore or whatever? It's all just human, animal-like creatures.
Mm-hmm.
That guy's eye, I really need it. No, seriously, I need it.
Yeah.
Did we ever talk about X-Men Days of Futures Past?
We haven't talked about any type like in-depth movies or what we like or
Gotcha.
I
So
haven't even seen X-Men yet.
that's been out for a while. I guess Dalton, mute your mic, because God, I loved X-Men. That was the very first Saturday morning cartoon I remember watching was the X-Men from the '90s. Me and my older cousin, because he was living with us at the time. I mean, me and him both. We'd get up. I think he's like 10 years older than I am. 10, 11, 12, something like that. We'd get up every morning and watch X-Men on Saturday mornings because that was his favorite comic book at the time. And whenever all the DVDs came out, we weren't like really in touch with each other, but sure enough, we bought all 5 volumes. And I was over at his house, and he was like, "Yeah, dude, so all 5 volumes of the '90s X-Men right there." I was like, "Dude," because we were grilling that night too, so it was a bunch of burgers and chicken and steak, and I was like, "Pop them all in, man." But that was
got some food, X-Men.
oh, dude, it was great.
Yeah.
But Days of Futures Past, man, I was pleased with it. Like, to try not to spoil too entirely much, I was very pleased with it. The deal with Quicksilver and Magneto, and yeah, my mom knew a guy that could manipulate metal. Like, that was really funny. But I guess the thing I disliked about it the most was that it took place mostly in the past.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I would have much rather seen that more kind of post-apocalyptic.
Sentinels
are everywhere kind of thing. But the little bits we did get of that was really awesome.
It's quite
Yeah,
gory
it
in
was.
some parts. Again, not spoiling anything, but you know, when you know,
All right.
good old Mr. Silver and yes. No.
Okay.
What?
Talking.
All right.
Sentences, Chris, please.
All right. Okay. I don't want to spoil it, but it's been out for God knows, so it's kind
Yeah,
of
I
your own
mean-
fault if you're watching. But when Colossus gets ripped in half, it's like, oh,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Who got ripped in half
Yeah.
again?
Colossus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which time? Because there was one time he got his arm ripped off or whatever, and then the next time he got ripped in half, and then one of those plot point things, I guess.
Doesn't have much luck, does he?
No.
I'm surprised they didn't. Oh yeah, that's right. She was dead, so there's no way that character could have showed up in Days of Future Past.
Which character?
Rachel Summers.
Oh yeah, because Jean North Scott was around, but
Yeah.
the way everything came full circle, it's like you can
That can
tell
still
at
happen.
some point we're gonna get a Cable. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be really tight. I can only assume very soon we're also gonna get an Old Man Logan movie. But that kind of falls into that category of it's got to be R-rated
It
for me
wouldn't
to
work
really
otherwise.
appreciate it. Just much like Deadpool. You know, the fact that they're only looking at that PG-13 script is like very disheartening.
Yeah.
But yeah, Old Man Logan, because Hugh Jackman was like, well, I'm getting too old to play young, fit Wolverine, so next step I really see myself taking is playing Old Man Logan. So, but with the Apocalypse arc coming up soon, you know, that's another property I'm really keeping my eyes on. I really wish Fox and Disney and Sony and everyone else that's kind of involved in that would sort of, you know,
Sit
kiss
down
and
to the
make up.
table. Yeah.
You know, something. Because if I'm not mistaken, Quicksilver's going to make an appearance in the second Avengers, or he was supposed to, and they wanted to, you know, kind of make reference on him being a mutant and stuff like that, but, you know, freaking Fox sat down and said, no, you can't do that. We're not going to let you do that. So, it's supposed to be he's just going to be a superhuman or whatever in the Avengers, if they keep him in there at all.
Like
That's-
Strucker's twins.
Yeah.
Humans, not mutants.
It was awesome the way they did Quicksilver though in Days of Future's Past. It was really comical and like funny at the same time though. I was like, you just couldn't have done it a better way. And Ben saw like what he was doing for Avengers. It's like,
I think he stole it. I think he stole the movie. Quicksilver did for the little bit that he was in it, especially whenever they started shooting at Wolverine, Professor X, and Magneto. That was excellent.
yeah.
All right. Cool.
Has everyone seen the new Ninja Turtles?
Yes. Sadly.
That was amazing. Really
Yeah.
good. That.
Yeah.
I did
Really
not
care to
like
see
it.
it.
Why didn't you like it, Jay?
Because I did not like Megan
Michael-
Fox and I did not like Splinter, and I just didn't care for anything else except for the Turtles.
Oh,
What
come
was
on,
wrong with
Josh.
Splinter?
I didn't like Monk as him. I didn't like the way Splinter looked.
Looked like a
So
rat
you got
to
the
me.
little two Fu Manchu like.
I thought the way they learned their ninjutsu was retarded.
Yeah.
Plot points
Yeah.
and whatever, yeah.
And the
I don't
whole
know, I
origin
liked it.
I didn't like either.
It definitely did the typical include the human element more than what anyone really wants to see. But overall, I think as a movie, it was really good. I really like the way the turtles looked. With them being so huge, realistically,
Yeah.
okay, a teenage mutant ninja turtle, I would expect them to be like 8 feet tall and
Real-
freaking like bulging with muscles. So with Shredder being in his like armor or whatever, yeah, that's more stuff I kind of expected. I thought Megan Fox did a decent April O'Neil.
Yeah.
Yeah, same here.
But you know, again, focusing too much stuff around here, yeah, I can totally see where that would make anyone mad.
One thing I really did like was like the small scene we got with them as like child turtles.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was really cool. Raphael with the what was it, the big block of wood or whatever? He made the carving.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah. I kind of like how they differentiated them as far as their personalities go with the armor and everything.
Dude,
They're
freaking
just-
Michelangelo was a pervert.
Yeah.
Oh, you're talking about like their looks. I thought you were talking about
Yeah,
their
like-
personalities. I was
Well,
like,
that and just the way they spoke also matched. Like Mikey talked like a surfer, and he had the little necklace.
my shell's getting tighter. Yeah. That was-
That old like all the comments with Mikey and April.
He just hated the entire.
No
I like
kidding.
the,
Jay's up in here killing
That's the
moods and
turtle.
stuff.
I like the
Yeah,
elevator
turtle
scene.
looked good, but
Yeah, that was good.
I wish there was a few more things that Bay would have taken to like Dakota was saying. I wish they hadn't have been so big. No, it's
Well,
supposed
there's
to be
nothing that Bay
teenagers
could have
and
done. He
Yeah.
wasn't the executive producer. He was just like, hey, I've got a CGI team if you want to use them, and they went,
Oh,
yeah,
really?
okay.
Okay.
Yeah. He had
Yeah,
like
it's all
no
over.
involvement. They
I
literally
wish-
just hired his
my
team.
CGI
That
team
was
is kind of the best in the world, so
it. Yeah.
yeah, if they'd been like a little bit smaller, maybe sleeker. That way, kind of built like teenagers. It wouldn't have taken me out of it, but it was all right.
yeah. See, I mean, I liked them as the big hulking, monsters that they were.
Okay.
Yeah, that's really good.
It's just hard to capture that greatness that we get in like the cartoons, whatever series it
Yeah.
is, and to put it on film with
And were
live
they-
action and all that. I mean, it's just
hmm
Especially with today's standards of realism.
Yeah.
The only
Transformers
realistic
movies
part I
changed
loved
the
about
game.
that, when they overdosed on adrenaline,
Oh, God.
I've never laughed. So nerdy and
They got
complete
real,
my
like
life.
over that adrenaline real quick, and we're like acting all right after that scene.
Wait, when what happened?
When they were
When
all
he
hopped up on
overdosed.
adrenaline.
Really?
Just everything with Mikey after that, just. Oh my god, he's running, his arms flailing around.
Yeah. That was awesome.
It's an excellent message to teach kids and teenagers that go see the movie. Like, hey kids, you want to have fun? Something called adrenaline. They sell it in huge shots that go straight into your heart.
Get injured and go to the UK, which you can control your own dose of morphine.
nice. There we go.
Chris, I'm boarding the plane tonight.
Not in a lockbox.
I didn't really
Turn
care
the
for
dial
story
up to
either.
11 here.
Starting to foam up a little bit, losing a little bit of conscience. I think I need a little more. There's some. I'm running out. Refill.
I'm all out of marijuana and now I'm super bummed. Morphine.
Oh,
That's crazy.
it is.
Wow.
So like now that like movies are done, like there's probably no more good movies coming out. Oh, well, except for like that new Denzel movie. What's it called?
Yeah, I forgot what it's called.
New Denzel movie.
Yeah.
The Equalizer?
The Equalizer. Yeah, it looks like it's gonna be pretty tight.
I'm new to that. What's that?
The
Yeah,
last
uh,
movie of the year.
It's based off an old TV series that came on back in the 80s about this retired I'm not entirely sure, but I guess he was like a British resistance fighter during World War II or something like that.
Yeah, real Black
As
Ops
he-
type stuff.
Yeah, and as he got older, he took to like lending out his services to people that were being harassed either by like corrupt officials or
Oh,
Gangsters.
Like the 18.
yeah.
Come on.
What?
Huh?
Yeah. Looks like it'll be good.
I know that I just saw Sin City like 2 days ago. I didn't like it. It was good in a way that it was a prequel and a sequel
Yeah.
in
It was a
in one
pre-sequel?
movie sort of thing, but it didn't make sense of the sequel part of it. because I thought if I was watching the prequel and it wasn't, it was actually the sequel part. I was just like, but he's not supposed to be here, and it said in the last movie like this happened because of this, and not saying anything in case someone hasn't seen it, but in a lot of parts it didn't make sense. And overall, I just thought it was just too much focused on a certain character, and it was just like, I don't know. It was just like a lot of, what's the word? Like fillers. It just felt like a lot of like filler dialogue and stuff in there. And just like, oh. But yeah, I mean, it is what it is. Obviously, there's not going to be a third one after that. If they do, I mean, I'm going to be seriously surprised. But there you go. Hoped it would be as good as the first one, but I don't think it is.
So Frank probably had a hell of a time letting him have the rights to that again. I know Frank Miller hates majority of all his movies or all his books becoming movies, his graphic novels.
Yeah.
Really?
Like Watchmen, V for Vendetta, League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
See, Watchmen, those three movies are good movies.
They're good, but I read that he doesn't like the way they turned out or the creativity that they kind of interjected. He just, I don't know.
Oh, Alan Moore, yeah.
Alan Moore, sorry, Alan Moore.
Yeah, I heard.
I've
heard that. Which I can't. Which I'm like Dakota. I can't understand about the whole Watchmen thing. I'm like, I thought it was a good movie.
Yeah.
I thought it represented the graphic novel really well.
Switching gears real quick, has there been a game that's come out this year that you guys are like pleased with?
I'm wanting to check out more of Destiny.
Yeah, man, I've been seeing advertisements.
That's a given. That's a Bungie game. We know Bungie does good stuff.
Yeah. Other than that, not really that I know of for sure.
Yeah. See, I haven't played Titanfall yet. I'm like way behind the times on that.
I played that like this past weekend. I played one round of it. I didn't care for it.
Yeah.
I could tell
Unless
it
you're a
was
major
old
COD
fast.
fanboy, you won't like it.
Okay, well then I'll probably love it because I freaking hate Call of Duty. Looking forward to any games you guys are looking forward to.
The new Gauntlet game coming out and Defense Grid 2.
I kind of want Sunset Overdrive. I want to check out that.
I want to play that really bad, but I'm not buying an Xbox One just to play.
Yeah, I know. But I would get Xbox One for Halo.
I was gonna say like the
Halo
Master
5.
Chief Collection with Halo 2 Anniversary.
Yeah.
That will be the night that I also buy an Xbox One, because that's something I really can't wait for. As far as games that have come out this year, though, you know, I just haven't been impressed, like at all. You know, new Transformers game I hated. Couldn't get into Watch Dogs as much as I wanted to get into Watch Dogs. I just couldn't.
Same.
Take that back. South Park: The Stick of Truth came out this year, didn't it?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
I enjoyed that one.
Wait, did it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember you
Like,
playing that
April.
Dakota for a while
Yeah.
Okay.
on the Aftercast. And all that crap.
Dude, you never fart on another man's balls.
I've been playing a lot of indie games on my computer. That's what I've been playing mainly this year.
Oh yeah.
So
Whose phone's going off? Oh, it must have been Dalton's.
Yep.
Yep, there he goes. Make sure you're muted, bro.
No kidding.
I don't know, last year we had amazing games like The Last of Us and stuff like that. It was
Assassin's Creed
just
4.
exactly, it was revolutionary for games. This year, even for like PC games, it's just it feels like you've go into these new games, you've played them before. I mean, and they really took the pie with Last of Us Remastered, and it was so overhyped. It's like, really? I just thought out this, and I mean, you see some YouTubers like the Rad Brad are still like, oh my god, yeah, this is awesome, but it's like, all you get is just 60 frames gameplay instead of 30 frames, which your eye cannot see more than 30 frames anyway, so it's pointless. You can see a little bit more smoothness, but you're never going to see it unless you're like super duper into your games. And then on top of that, again, it's like, oh, okay, you get a picture mode, and wow, and that is virtually it. So that was a bit of a rip-off, but next year is going to be amazing for games. It's going to be stupid for both. More so for PlayStation than Xbox One at the moment, but for PlayStation and PC is going to be over the top. It's going to be off the chain for gaming, but we have to see if Xbox follows through with that also, which they probably will. Just keeping it close to the chest at the moment.
Have you guys? I don't know if it's just me, because like I've noticed now, when it comes to games that I like and games that I play, it's like if it's not a pre-existing franchise, I find myself just kind of being standoffish with it. You know, like the Halo games, I'm always going to buy and always going to play the Halo games. Even if it's something that I'm not into, like Halo Wars, I don't like real-time strategy, but you know, again, it was something that because of the franchise, because of the lore, because I read all the books, I read the comics and all that other stuff. It's been something something that I'm into, but it's like anymore. If it's not an Assassin's Creed, of course I don't even buy the Assassin's Creed games anymore. I just get them from GameFly.
Yeah.
I really wish we could come back with a another like Marvel Ultimate Alliance. I don't know if you guys played 1 and 2.
I only played Marvel Legends 1 and 2.
Okay. But yeah, Ultimate Alliance was sick, 1 and 2 both, and they covered 2 really good story arcs, with Secret Wars and the Civil War, and that was really awesome. But if they could do something like that, or do it like what was it? The 2 XMen games that came before that.
XMen Legends, yeah.
XMen Legends, yes. God, I would like to see that. Yeah. Or another, like we got the Deadpool game. I'd like to see another like crazy one-off superhero game. I mean, there's the Batman games, but I'm not that big of a DC fan. They look good, don't get me wrong. Like they look fan-freaking-tastic, and I may end up getting them from GameFly when I'm just kind of bored with everything else. But dude, give me another Wolverine game or something. Something that's good. Not one of those movie games.
Yeah.
See, also I remembered what else I'm looking for is the new Alien game coming out. This seems really interesting.
Think it would play off of what's that movie, Insidious?
What?
What was the movie that was the prequel to
Prometheus?
Alien? Prometheus, thank you.
Yeah.
I don't know why I thought of Insidious. It's probably all the ES.
Yeah.
Unless you're on a horror movie flick or kick or whatever.
Look, Dalton, I have no problem with whores, but I don't like their movies.
Right on. All right. On that note, I think we're gonna probably end it right now, since our viewers have kind of just plummeted and been like, So it's been fun. We're gonna call it quits for tonight, guys. So thanks to all the live viewers. Really appreciate you guys watching. Stay tuned next week for the topic show, Cybercast, and the Aftercast again. You guys want to out yourselves, or starting with Chris, since he wasn't here in the beginning?
Just before we end it, will it, regardless, extra, will it always be Aftercast even if the Cybercast isn't on?
Oh yeah, if it's after 9 p.m. Central Standard Time, it's an Aftercast.
It's an Aftercast.
So I know from now on then. But yeah, you can find me at Barrel Prime Games. I do a lot of hand gestures. Hi. Barrel Prime Games on YouTube and Facebook. So yeah.
I kind of pulled that excuse like right out of nowhere. Anyways, I'm Dakota. You can find me everywhere at Primal Sabbath.
Dalton?
I'm Dalton. You can find me on YouTube at DaltoniansTF Reviews and on Twitter at DaltoniansTF95.
Why don't you just make them the same?
Find me on Twitter.
We're gonna work on it.
Jazz13.
Cool. And Torrent.
Trends5 Facebook and Trends5 at Twitter.
Cool. And I'm Victory Saber 77. Find me Twitter, YouTube, and don't forget our community stuff. So cybercastnetwork.com. Check it out. Membership's free. Post in the forum. Check us out on CybercastNet. That is our Twitter page, and also Facebook, Cybercast Network. Go over there and like and look at all the great news that G1 Hextron puts out. So that's it.
I also
See
have
you
one
guys.
more thing.
Whoa, man!
I meant to tell people about it at the beginning too, but if you go to cybercastnetwork.com/Primal Sabbath, there may or may not be a link somewhere where you can download all of the 3H oriented pre-FunPub BotCon record story, all neatly collected together, virus-free, I promise. One download, one folder, everything except for Primeval Dawn Part 2, but I'm working on it.
Price.
So, if you guys are looking for that, everything, even the universe stuff, everything.
Nice.
All right.
I am accepting donations. No, that's it. I'm done.
All right. Anyone else wanna?
We'll just break code.
All right. There we go.